Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be doing top to bottom analysis on Pfiezer. I presume it's pronounced Pfizer. So today we're going to be doing top to bottom analysis on Pfizer stocks, starting from the 1 month time frame. Let's identify our all-time high. So this is the highest point that price has gotten to overall, making it our all-time high. The next thing we'll do is to identify our support and resistance levels. Our higher time frame support and resistance levels, which are also known as zones. So these are our zones. There seems to be a zone here too. So these are our monthly zones. You can also simply consider them support and resistance levels. But yeah, collectively they are all just, it's easier to just collectively describe them as monthly zones. Next, we want to see if we can draw a trend line, and there's a clear uptrend already. Okay, so I believe we can draw a trend line from here. Hold on, let me see what I can do with this trend line. We have a trend line like this, but this one doesn't seem very valid. Then we have a trend line like this. I think this is probably the most valid trend line among the two. Well, let's keep them both. Let's make this black. This will be our monthly trend line. Similarly, this will also be made black, and this will also be our monthly trend line. Okay, so now let's go down to the 1 week time frame and do the same thing all over again. Let's identify our zones. We have a weekly zone here. Let's identify our zones and our potential trend line. So here it's not trend line, it's a weekly zone. We have a weekly zone here. We have another one here. We have another one here. Here's another weekly zone. Next, this is the 1 week time frame. We can draw a bearish trend line like this. So this would be our weekly trend line. This is our weekly trend line. And now we go down to the daily time frame. So now on the daily time frame, we are going to do the same thing again. We're going to identify our zones. Like right here, we have a daily zone. We're going to identify our zones and then draw any potential trend lines that we can draw. Then identify our trend origin and mark out our market structure. So this is a daily zone. We have another daily zone here. We have another daily zone here. We have one. Okay, so I think that's it. So we can clearly draw a trend line. Hold on. We can clearly draw a trend line from this point down like this. Or better, maybe I think we can draw a trend line from here, like this. Here. So this is now our daily trend line. This is our daily time frame trend line. This is our daily trend line. This is obviously our trend origin because price has been continuing a bearish downward trend since this point. So this is our trend origin. Let's put it inside. Okay, so identifying our market structure, we have an impulsive move here, correctional here, impulsive, a correctional here, an impulsive, correctional here, followed by another impulsive. So now we should be expecting a correctional move soon before being followed up by any impulsive move. So let's identify our market structure. That's our higher highs and our higher lows. So this is a downtrend, so this counts as our lower high since we're in a downtrend. So this is my lower high. This is my lower high. This is my lower high. Okay, so now let's identify our higher lows. We'll identify our higher lows with a red line. So this is my higher low. This is my higher low. Yeah. So now let's delete this. Price is currently in an impulsive move, about to switch to a correctional phase. So we'll mark out here. Let's make it blue. And then we'll mark out here. And I think here as well. I'm not sure if that's necessary. So now we've highlighted these three blue boxes that I've highlighted at the points where price switched from an impulsive phase on this bearish trend line, on this bearish trend, to a correctional phase. Price is currently in an impulsive phase. Price is currently in an impulsive phase coming from here like this. So we're expecting price to enter a new switch to a correctional phase somewhere around here and go upwards. So let's go down to the 4-hour chart and see what we can find. So what I can find is very simple. I can already tell from here. It is W patterns. If I switch to my line chart, you can see a W pattern here. At this blue candles, at this blue box, if I switch to my line chart, you can see a W pattern here. Similarly, if I switch to my line chart, you can see another W pattern in this blue box. In fact, you will have a W pattern within a W pattern. So this is actually a W pattern within a W pattern. Yeah. And then finally in the third box, you have another W pattern. This is another W. So that means that once we spot that means that once we spot a W pattern here, let's delete this guy too. So that means that once we spot a W pattern here, we should be looking to go long on this pair until at least here, more or less. Yeah. So that's it for top to bottom analysis on Pfiezer Limited. Price is currently an impulsive move, expecting a correctional move to be followed up by a new impulsive move.